If you experience neck and or shoulder pain when practicing yoga, but still really enjoy the variety of standing poses that we take, a lot of the warrior poses, I wanted to offer just a couple of suggestions on things that you could do, to tweak a couple of the poses that may help relieve some neck and shoulder discomfort that you experience. The first pose would be Warrior Two. So coming into your Warrior Two pose, I want you to pay attention to your shoulders and notice, first of all, if they're somewhat up by your ears. Most folks notice that they actually are once it's brought to their attention. So I encourage you to let your shoulders relax away from your neck. That is completely appropriate in this pose. And then I want you to think about drawing your shoulder blades towards one another in the back, so that retraction, and see how that feels. And spend several breaths really noticing that, letting the shoulders relax away from the ears, and then drawing those shoulder blades towards one another. It doesn't have to be a lot of retraction, but just see if you can do a little bit of that. So that would be the first pose that I would suggest you linger in for a little bit during a yoga practice and notice how that makes your shoulders and neck feel. The second would be in a couple of side bending poses that are also standing poses. One is side angle and the other is triangle. So we'll start with our side angle, which we have our Warrior Two legs, and then the forearm comes very lightly on the thigh and the arm comes up. Now, if this is causing you shoulder discomfort, bring your hand down to your hip or somewhere else. This isn't a requirement for the pose. If you're aggravating your shoulder, please don't do it this way. Bring your hand down, let it rest on your hip. This pose, in my opinion, is more about your legs and noticing where you are in space. So that's one option to consider. Also, in most yoga classes, you'll probably find that you're instructed to take your gaze up towards that upper arm or up towards the ceiling. I would like you to consider keeping your gaze straight ahead and then experimenting a little bit where the crown of your head is a little bit higher than your jaw. So see how that feels for your neck. And since the neck is so closely interrelated with the shoulders, that might feel a little bit better. Likewise, the same thing can hold true for triangle pose. I'm just going to take it this direction for you. So the main difference in leg position is for triangle pose, we have two straight legs. And then that hand can come down anywhere on the leg, maybe onto a block. And then again, maybe the arm comes up. If that shoulder is bothering you, keeping that hand on your hip. And once again, we're in a side bend. So think about your gaze. Most of the time, right, we're taught, look up. Does that really feel all that good for your neck? If it does for you, maybe you're one of those folks that this doesn't matter. But if there's any discomfort, keep your gaze straight ahead and then think about the crown of your head being a little bit higher than your jaw. And linger here for a little bit and keep your attention on your neck and see how that feels. If you absolutely positively have to look up, can you make that with your eyes only? So just your gaze and not your head. So the head position stays the same and you bring your gaze up. Maybe, maybe not. All right, so those are two poses, actually three poses, Warrior Two, side angle and triangle, standing poses, warrior poses, and with some tweaks to see if that can give you a little bit more comfort as far as your neck and shoulders go. So please do give those a try and let me know how they go for you.